Welcome to the Big Game Tailgate. We are here in Houston getting you ready for the big game with all sorts of talk of food, drinks, and family fun that all of you can take part in. I'm John Kutchko.
And I'm Kevin Martin. We are here at Killen's Restaurant just outside of Houston. And John, as we all know, food is a big part of any big game party.
And we are taking you all over the country for some great ideas.
Let's get started in the Northeast with a New York State original that, John, has changed the landscape for sporting snacks.
There's no question about that. Here are Sestina Giordano and Tanisha Murphy from Syracuse.
It's a staple on many menus for big game parties, the chicken wing. And the popular finger food got its start right here in upstate New York at the Anchor Bar in Buffalo.
Chef John Granger went to cooking school in Buffalo, and so he knows some good wings. He joins us now with some easy recipes. Hey there.
Hi.
Hi. Well, good. And you know, you have a history, Chef John, with the chicken wing, if you will.
A little bit, yeah. I grew up with it my whole life. You know, and when I went to cooking school, it was right down the road from me on the same street, actually, was the Anchor Bar. And I just found out earlier this week that it was invented on my birthday.
Ooh.
So that's kind of wild.
Yeah,
right?
that is. There we go. All right.
So I'm going to show you the original buffalo chicken wing. And the key to it is simplicity. What we do is we take a naked chicken wing, which just doesn't have anything on it, and you pat it dry, because you don't want a lot of bubbling in your little tabletop fryer. It's very dangerous at home. So you put those in, you go 12, 15 minutes, and cook them until they're nice and crispy on the outside. If you want them a little more crispy, just do it. You can tell by, you know, the wings you've eaten in your life how crispy they are.
Okay.
I toss them in a little bit of melted butter, some cayenne pepper sauce, whatever your favorite one is, and a little bit of granulated garlic. And you pick them out of the sauce and you put them on a plate so that they don't sit in the sauce, and that's how they're not crispy.
Soggy that
So
way.
just like this here,
and
right?
this is how they end up.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Okay, so I'm going to try one of these.
Yeah.
And then you've got another recipe,
another
right?
one.
Yeah, okay. What's this one?
This is my Jamaican jerk recipe.
Ooh.
This one has about 20 different ingredients.
Okay.
I use the concentrated orange juice because it's difficult to get it reduced down to that flavor without burning it, because there's so much sugar in it when it gets reduced.
Yeah.
So it's a good concentrated orange flavor, and it's a key to jerk recipes.
Okay.
There's allspice, cilantro, there's some jalapeno, brown sugar, soy sauce is a key ingredient, lots of fresh ginger, garlic.
Soy sauce.
I love
different.
Yeah, a little bit. There's a cracked peppercorn and a little bit of white wine vinegar. It's all of it works so well together. But it's a 3-day marinade. Look how they come out. They're so
They
beautiful.
look delicious. I think I'm going to try one now. All right. Jeez, 3 days. So this has been, you're telling me this has been sitting in marinade for 3 days.
You got it. And it actually makes it tender, almost like a rib.
Oh,
because
okay.
it just soaks
I like
it
ribs.
up.
These are delicious, by the way.
Thank you.
My mouth is full, but these are delicious. Who knew butter, hot cayenne pepper sauce, that's all you need?
That's right. It's a really simple recipe. I think that's what makes them so good. If you do it correctly, they're fantastic.
Delicious.
Well, and as we finish these up, let's send it back to Kevin and John in Houston.
Well, no big game is complete without cocktails. I think we can all agree on that. And for one restaurant in particular in Las Vegas, Hatari Restaurant and Sports Bar, they've concocted something quite unique for this football experience.
They have, John. In Las Vegas now, host Stacy Gulandi is at Hatari, and she's ready to quench our thirst.
Yes, where else can you find the perfect drink to go with football than in Las Vegas, specifically here at Hatari Sports Bar, aka Big Game headquarters. Now, while the final score of the football game may leave a bitter taste for some fans, I am told the drink today will not leave a bitter taste, and that is from Isaac, the bartender, who's got lots of flair. He told me that firsthand. Whoa! So, Isaac, what is the perfect drink for the big game?
Oh, a big game. I mean, there's lots of drinks out there, but we're gonna go with the Hatari Azul.
The Hatari Azul,
Yeah.
and what does that mean?
Oh, it actually means dangerously blue. Yeah.
Okay, in a good way.
Yeah, of course.
A good way.
But,
All right, so go ahead. Let's make this drink and see
Okay.
if I can follow along here.
Of course, we're gonna take a little bit of blue curacao, some vodka, half an ounce each.
Okay.
Then we're
Not
gonna
too bad.
then we're gonna take a little rum and gin, also a half an ounce each.
All right, why not? You got it all. Just
Right.
put it all in there.
All right. I don't know how you do, but a little tequila on top, you know.
Yum.
Half an ounce of that. Oh, then we're gonna add our sweet and sour.
Okay. Gotta have sweet and sour, I guess, in
course.
every drink.
Then we're gonna take a little couple blackberries.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
A little fiber.
Yeah.
Healthy?
Yeah. Missed one, but it's okay. All right. Then we're just gonna shake that up.
Okay. Good. That's why you have such good biceps,
Yes.
right?
It's my workout for the day.
Exactly. All right. pouring it on in. Looks beautiful.
All right, and then we're just gonna top it off with a little bit of Sprite.
Little Sprite, okay.
All right, we're gonna take a little bit of 151.
Okay.
All right, so dangerous, so
Yeah.
gotta be careful.
That's our kerosene.
Yeah. All right, let's turn it up.
Woo! There.
All right.
Fantastic.
And we got the Hatari Azul right there.
All right, and why do you think this is the best drink? Just because
I mean, it's
pretty?
sexy, it's fruity, it's strong. I mean, you really can't go wrong with it.
No,
Yeah.
I think so too. All right, so I got to take a
Yeah,
sip of this,
I would
right?
blow it.
All right. I made a wish. Good. All right, here we go. Bottoms up.
You're on the clock, so be careful.
Touchdown.
Yeah.
I know. That is fantastic.
Yeah, everybody wins in this one.
You know what? I won't even care who wins after drinking
Right.
this, so, for sure. So, listen, Isaac, thank you. This
Of
is a
course,
wonderful
yeah.
drink, the Hatari Azul. So, John and Kevin, I may save you a sip, all right?
When it comes to barbecue, I think we all can agree that no place does it better than Memphis, Tennessee. And one of the city's top chefs is spilling some secrets to finger-licking good food. It's still ahead on our Big Game Tailgate.
Plus, so you're sitting down enjoying the game and the food, so what are your kids up to? Don't worry, we've got you covered there as well. We have fun games you can make at home to keep them entertained.
Welcome back. We are here at Killen's in Houston getting ready for the big game.
You know, a lot of people like this place. There are signatures on a wall back there, some of the prominent people, some of the Houston players that have come in here and signed it. At one point, Kevin, it was considered a top 3 barbecue joint, not just in Texas, but in America. So it's got a good reputation, and the smell is awfully good in here.
I think we're going to have to get a taste
Absolutely,
test.
you know that's a must. You're watching the game out there, parents are. What are your kids up to? You got to keep them entertained, and we've got some good ideas for you. Nisha DeGaring from our Salt Lake City station is here to give you some ideas.
John and Kevin, we talk a lot about the adults and what we'll be eating and what we'll be doing during the big game, but what about your kids? Shiloh Belknap joining me now with some ideas that will keep them busy, entertained, and pretty happy, I think, during the game.
I think that's a good idea because we want to bring our kids, we want to watch TV, but we don't want to watch it with our children. So this is going to be a great way to entertain them, so you can kind of focus on what you're watching and entertain them at the same time.
Well, I don't know about you, but mine wander in and out, right? They come in the room, take a chip, walk back out, and maybe they walk back out and play this game. What is it, Shiloh?
Yeah, they're interested, but they're not. So this is a giant Jenga game. You can get it from anywhere. I got mine on Amazon, and I use tape so that maybe every year you can change it, and papers, and I just put words that apply to the game on there.
I would love to know how many of these words you know what it means.
I don't know any of them. I'm not a big sports fan, to be honest. But you know what you can do? Yeah, if you see it, so say you see a commercial, you'll just grab this. You have to grab that and put it on top. So it kind of is just regular Jenga with a little twist to kind of keep them interested in what they're watching.
I actually love this for your older kids too, because they are listening a little more than the younger kids, and they hear 4th down, they hear like they're in the huddle, like all of these different words, and they stack them in there, and then hopefully it's not going to all tip over. What's this one?
Okay, so this was an easy, I just got some felt from a craft store and just made this out of felt and then made these cute little bean bags. It was easy to do, but for your younger, more toddler kids, they can kind of throw this football and get points, which will kind of help to entertain them and give them something to play with.
Did you sew that football? Hold that up again.
I might have.
How cute is that?
Isn't that so cute?
Okay, so you set this up at the end of the room. It's like the beanbag toss. They're tossing
Just
it down there,
basically.
and then you either get the 5 points or the 10 points. And Shiloh said, here's a tip for all you crafters out there. You can glue it. If sewing gets too tedious, you can glue and put this together. Hey, back to you guys.
When it comes to barbecue, Kevin, there are a million directions you can go in. Some like beef, some like pork, some like rub, they like spices. And the sauces, the barbecue sauce, a wide variety, some hot, some mild. You can go in a million directions.
Exactly, John. Well, Amy Sparopoulos has the lowdown on Texas Q from a longtime competitor who is competing in the Memphis in May competition that's a world championship barbecue contest.
I'm Amy Spiropoulos. So what is the real difference between Memphis barbecue and Texas barbecue? Well, we stepped inside Central Barbecue. They've been a staple in Memphis for some 15 years to find out the difference.
Welcome to Central Barbecue. This is the command central of what we do every day. If you'll gaze over here, we have 2 pits that we use. We cook a little differently in Texas. These aren't the outdoor pits. These are indoor commercial pits made for volume.
Oh my God.
And this is, again, this is the brisket part here. This is the, you want to keep the fat on this. A lot of the fat's on this. Keep the fat on this. And what they normally do is you look at the grain going a certain way, and you want to cut across the grain, about pencil size, small pencil portions. So you can see you got the smoke ring, and then you get up, you get the classic, what's called the pull apart, and it was never wrapped like with aluminum foil.
Do they do that in Texas?
Yeah. Some people wrap them to speed up the cooking process.
Okay. Is it a personal preference, Roger, when somebody says, okay, Texas has better barbecue, Memphis has better barbecue?
Oh, definitely. I mean, it's where you were raised and what you eat. We got Texas toast.
Texas toast.
We do have Texas toast.
You got to have Texas toast.
We do. We cook our shoulders overnight. We don't cook it wrapped. This comes off the pit in the morning looking a lot like that. One piece of hunk of meat is a whole shoulder. So then we take it.
Oh, my God.
We wrap it to hold the moisture. And then you end up with a piece of, this is the meat. But this is again our pulled pork. Whereas they're in Texas, they're cooking like they're talking cooking. They're cooking. Everybody cooks butts, but I preferably like whole shoulders.
Could you safely, Roger, even put them side to side and say, you know, we're comparing Texas barbecue to Memphis barbecue? Who has the best? I mean, because it's just different.
Yeah, you could do that, but it's going to be people's preferences. And like preferences, I like both. I think it's all good. You know, barbecue starts at good. So
barbecue starts at good. I love it.
And John, Sap says that in addition to salt and pepper, a lot of cooks from Texas will wrap their barbecue in foil, not only to expedite the cooking process, but to lock in the flavors. But really, it comes down to just who you ask and what they prefer.
And we're not finished yet. No big game party is complete without a little friendly competition. So will the winner be Atlanta Peach Cobbler or New England Clam Chowder? We're in the kitchen with the recipes still ahead on the Big Game Tailgate.
It's Lauren and Seth from Mass Appeal. Okay, if you're heading to a big game party looking to score that touchdown with your guests, we've got you covered.
Oh boy, we do, here to show us how to make delicious adult cupcakes for this big game. Jennifer Remillard with Sassy Mama Cupcakes. What's happening?
Not too much. Wicked excited about the big game coming up.
Oh, me too, and I'm excited about these maple bourbon cupcakes.
How do we get started making them?
So we're going to start off by creaming together our butter and sugar.
Okay.
Next, we're going to add our 2 large eggs. You want to beat them in so that way they blend nicely, but don't want to overdo it.
Gotcha.
Next.
This is all a layering process.
Yes, always. You have to be, baking is a science.
Yeah.
It's not like cooking where you can add spices here and there and make it taste the way you want. It has to be blended a certain way. So we're going to cream that all together. Then we're going to lift this up and we're going to scrape down the sides because, as you can see, even though we've creamed it a little bit, the butter likes to stick to the side of the bowl. And you
Takes a good amount of time. You have to be patient with baking.
Yep. So
put that back down, and then from there, what else do we add?
So from here, we're going to add our bourbon, and then we're also going to add some milk.
Now, this is going to cook off a lot of the booze in the recipe, right?
For this one, yeah, there's only about 6 tablespoons or so in there, and then there's some other liquid ingredients going in for this. So we're going to basically blend everything together, and then we're going to add our flour mixture. So as for your question about the booze and the alcohol, we don't really have to worry. It bakes out, but you don't want to give it to little kids.
Okay.
Just for grown-ups.
Yeah, save it till the second half, maybe.
Yep.
After
this
the show.
This is the adult cupcake.
Adult cupcakes. So after we blend everything together nice and smooth.
Then that's when this comes in.
Yep.
How high up do we want to fill these?
So I like to use a particular one that measures a large scoop. It's about 3 tablespoons of batter. So you're going to want to blend that fully in here, scrape down the sides to fully mix it again. Okay. And then we're going to scrape off.
And then once we have it in here, at what temperature and for how long do we keep it in the oven for?
You're going to bake it at 350 degrees. You're going to bake it for 18 minutes, but you're going to want to rotate halfway through so that way the cupcakes come out even. Then you want to baste them with some 3 tablespoons of bourbon on top.
I guess.
That way there's more flavor. Then you're going to make your frosting on the side. It is a maple buttercream, but you have to cook it on the stovetop, and you want to give yourself ample enough time.
And we want to see your big game celebration. Send us photos showing your spirit. To report it at WWLP.com. You can always stay up to date on the game and festivities if you also visit our website, WWLP.com.
Welcome back to Big Game Tailgate. We are coming to you from Killen's Texas Barbecue, about a 20-minute drive from the stadium. The scent of barbecue, very present here. Hard to do the show and, quite frankly, not gobble down what they have here. We all know everyone out there likes a little friendly competition, whether it be comforting clam chowder from New England or
the sweeter side peach cobbler from Atlanta. Well, it's up for you to decide. Now let's send things to Salt Lake City.
Hi, you guys. I had to throw on this cozy sweater because we're making comfort food in the kitchen.
Yes.
Chef Leslie is here from our local grocer, Harmon's. And we have a little bit of something for everybody, right, Chef Leslie?
Yes, we do. We're going to go down south and we're going to have a little bit of peach cobbler. And then we're going to head east, very east, and we're going to do New England clam chowder.
This smells so good.
Okay, so I've got some peaches in here that I've just cut into eighths and tossed the pits, skin and all. In the meantime, I'm going to put a little sugar in. Got to put a little bit of baking powder, please.
I can be your sous chef.
A little bit of cornstarch for thickener.
Plop that in.
Everything sweet needs a little bit of salt, so we're going to put a pinch of salt, a little bit of vanilla, and some Frangelico.
You can make this not just in the summer. Peach cobbler goes in February.
Not. Yes, we're going to make our filling, or our topping, excuse me. So I've got a little bit of just all-purpose flour. And for a little bit of a change, I'm going to put some hazelnut flour in there.
Is that what that is in there?
Yes, which is what Di Saronno is made with. So it kind of mimics that a little bit. A little bit of sugar.
Okay.
Stir that around for me, please.
I can do that.
Okay, so I've got some cold butter here. And then basically this is where you can get the kids involved, or you can just have fun, but you're basically going to use your hands.
Oh, you're going to get the fork out and your hands in.
Yeah, so you just want this to become like little pieces of coarse meal, followed by a little bit of cream, little bit,
Mother's milk.
Thank you.
Heavy cream is so
delicious. A little bit of
delicious.
whole milk.
All right.
Go ahead and stir that together, please. I'm going to say this, 400-degree oven for 40 minutes. This topping is going to get kind of glopped on the top. That's my new word, glop.
You glop, and this is what it looks like after you've glopped and you put it in the oven.
Look at that gorgeousness. There's a plate right there.
Oh, you know what? Wow. If you love Atlanta, I don't care if you love any state in the nation, this is going to be good.
You like sweets.
And now it's time for the New England clam chowder. We want to make sure both areas are represented for the big game. Look how delicious that is. How'd you put it together, Chef
Okay, so here's what we've got. I put a big old drizzle of olive oil in, okay, and then I turn my heat on nice and high. So as soon as I put my onion in, it sizzled and it was awesome because I want to start caramelizing all my vegetables. And then I followed that up with a green bell pepper and some leeks, okay? So I've got that sauteing, and I'm also going to throw in a little bit of celery, okay? And you've got to put in some garlic.
I think people are intimidated by clam chowder.
You shouldn't be, because it's a really great soup. The key is, and I'm going to tell you a little bit later, as soon as you put in your cream, don't ever let it go above a simmer, because then it will curdle and it will separate.
Good tip.
I think that's what a lot of people will do, and they'll be like, it's so thin, it's terrible, but it's the potatoes that do it.
I love the smell even of all those vegetables.
Isn't that awesome?
Yes, and the garlic. I can smell the garlic.
One other quick tip. Throw in some salt, and that's not for seasoning purposes. It's to extract a lot of the moisture from the vegetables, and it will kind of go faster. Yep.
Yeah, so we are waiting for those just to soften up
they'll soften
a little bit.
Okay, in the meantime, let's talk a little bit. I've got some clam juice here.
Wait, in a jar?
It comes in a jar.
I didn't know that.
Yes, you can just, there you go.
Okay.
Not too difficult.
They bottled it for you.
A dry white wine.
Bottled some Chardonnay for you as well?
Yes, non-oaky, because that will not be very good.
How much of that?
2 cups.
I like your generosity with that.
2 cups. I'm just
pour
eyeballing
that
it.
in there.
Okay, so what you want to do with this is you want to make sure that you are reducing it down by at least half.
Okay.
Okay. So reduce that puppy down by at least half. At which point
we add the clam juice.
Yes. So please go ahead.
Whole thing?
Yep,
all of it here?
Whole thing, because I've got 4 bottles.
Oh, all
you
4
want
bottles.
4 cups. This is really like your stock. Now you could use fish stock, but I don't really know unless you work in a restaurant. I can't imagine
where you would get that.
Pull out a little fish stock.
Okay.
Yes.
We have about 60 seconds left.
Holy
60 seconds
Guess
left.
what? Potatoes. Peel them, cut them into little pieces, little cubes.
I love the
throw them in
bite-sized
there.
pieces.
You're going to bring it to a boil.
Okay.
And then you're going to reduce it to a simmer about 20 minutes. Throw in a couple of bay leaves. Throw in a little bit of thyme. Yep. And last but not least, I've got some bacon and clams. That's the very last thing. The clams go in, the bacon goes in, followed by some beautiful cream.
Did you add? Is it heavy cream you added?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh yes. That's what makes
it's 1.5
it delicious.
cups. But this serves 6 people, so it's really like I'm a cream soup gal.
I am too.
Yeah.
It just is comfort food
Absolutely.
in February for the big game. Chef Leslie from Harmon's, thank you so much
You're welcome.
for representing New England, and we had a little bit of South over here with our cobbler. I can't tell you how delicious this smells.
I think we can all agree, whether you're a fan of New England or Atlanta, you're going to have a great experience watching the big game. We want to thank you for joining us on Big Game Tailgate. We're hungry. I know you are. For Kevin D. Martin, I'm John Kutchko. Thank you for joining us.